Hello, Julie, and welcome to your spiritual gifts reading. So, before I start each session, I usually pick like a frequency, or the frequency picks me. Surprise, surprise. But today we got this aquatic energy, right? But it says Reiki for miracles. This immediately gives me the energy of you being somebody with the I want it, I got it type energy. There are not too many things that you do want that don't actually go in your favor. So that's an angelic gift, I would say. So I'm going to start this reading in a different way than I do the other ones. And I'm going to pull for your spiritual gifts, but from this archetype deck that lets me know the personified traits, if you will, that your gifts come through. Because it feels like you use these on a regular basis and you don't even think twice about it. That's why starting to think of them in a spiritual way is going to make you appreciate what you've been doing all along, but also utilize them easier going forward. So, what spiritual gifts is Julie now holding or developing? And I'm going to say developing because you weren't aware of how you were using them. The big twist comes when you start to control them actively. Feels like you've been doing this without knowing you've been doing this the whole time. So, your advice is golden. Didn't I say you had angelic gifts? Can't make this up. So, what you get as a blessing because the Most High is like, that's my baby girl. So you want it, you got it. Helping those in need with no expectation of return is what the card says. That probably goes along with that mentor thing I was talking about. Like you give good advice, but it's like the advice is not just coming through you. Like you sit for a second, you probably take a deep breath before you answer somebody's questions and give them advice, but you don't realize that's you tapping in to your source energy. So oxygen, another word for that is prana. Prana is source energy. It's like the air version of sunlight. My mom was just like, what's sunlight though? What is sunlight energy? Photokinesis? See, now we're getting into stuff. I get answers all the time and then I have to Google them like, hold on, I heard the answer, but what the hell is that? So, and I didn't bring my phone over. I brought my tablet because it has your chart on it. So photokinesis, because something about this I'm going to be able to break down in regards to your gift. Are you somebody who enjoys laying out in the sunlight? Are you a tanner? Or do you just need to get out into the sun every day? Like, I cannot stay in this house, because that will be a sign that you are solar based and that you are pulling your source energy directly from the sun. Some people are lunar. You ever met a night owl? Please ignore any noise that you hear in the background. Surrounded. I'm surrounded. So, let's see. Photokinesis. I know I messed that word spelling all up. It's like, what am I looking for, ma'am? I wrote it like Ken. Photokinesis is a change in the velocity of movement of an organism as a result of changes in light intensity. WTF. The funny thing, though, there is a wiki superpower page. Light manipulation is the translation for it. Users can create, shape, and manipulate visible light. You convert the sun into power that you can use. It's like you charge yourself with the sun. But also, when you go to take that breath before advice, like I have the gift of, biomanipulation? I kept hearing something about the fact that I am working with electromagnetics. And I'm like, what does that mean? And when I looked it up, it went back to that same wiki page, right? But it explains that my auric field can go through the apps. So like sometimes when you see one of my posts, it's because my electromagnetic marketing is pushing my stuff through. I've never paid for ads. I didn't pay for any of those 72,000 people that follow me. But my energy signature somehow goes through that. You are using the sun as your base for what you want to achieve in your life. All because of this. Sun and oxygen. You are a plant. You're a walking plant, pretty much. But energy for miracles. I guess that would probably go with water, too. So, pretty much you're Elsa is what I'm feeling like. Like you're working with the elements. Those are your gifts, or those are how you charge your gifts. You're the type of person that if you sat and listened to the wind and you didn't like crack yourself up because you're out there trying to listen to the wind, you would actually hear something. You know how in the movie Pocahontas she would talk to the tree, but like the colonizers, when they came near the tree, they did not see that the tree had a face or could answer anything? That's how the wind would be to you. That's how the sun is to you. If gazing into the sun didn't sound like an extremely painful thing, I'd say sun gazing. But like, you can hear war on the wind. And that's probably something significant to me, particularly saying war on the wind. But because you are a servant of the Most High, you work in service of, the perks come through. It looks like your relationships. Or how about this? In a relationship, you are the perk. You are the prize. You expand through your solar power whatever your mate is trying to do. To lose you would be to lose a blessing, because you make things happen. So now I'm going to pull from some of my other decks. Now that we know what your gifts of growth are, you make things grow. If you had a garden, you might have a garden. You might have some plants. You might have had it on your mind to grow a garden. You would see what your power does for other people physically manifested. Like you'd have a beautiful rose garden or something, and people would be like, oh my gosh, those are prize-winning dahlias. How did you grow those? Magic hands. So, now, these are the dark goddess gifts. I need to know what happens when you're in your lower vibration. What can you do when that solar power, my mind said goes nocturnal. Okay, I'll take that. So what are Julie's dark feminine gifts? What are her dark feminine gifts? Notice how the TV paused at that moment? Like, oh shit. Defensive magic, and that makes perfect sense because you are a being of the Most High. You wouldn't just be going around creating destruction or anything like that. Defense. But Aradia is a herbologist witch. This is the type of person that if she was with an abusive husband, she would know to use like belladonna to poison him and get him out of her hair. But also, defensive magic. Somebody's on your ass, you shield. Like energetically shield. I bet you can even sense when somebody has bad intentions, even if it doesn't appear they have bad intentions. Like you have a radar for anybody whose energy throws off your solar field. But you only go nocturnal, I'm getting, if you need to stand up for yourself. Because even look here, the next gift was empowerment. Like there's not an evil bone in your body, babe. That's beautiful. There's so many times I get people like, I'm gonna fuck stuff up. And that's their main power. Like they can't grow anything or anything. It is what it is. But some people come from the tree of death. So them destroying people's crops and stuff is their main gift. Yours is growth. And your defense allows you to protect other people, I'm getting here. Note that her power is by her hand also. Do you cook? Feels like you might be able to make some like kick-ass holistic recipes, or like a mean-ass chicken noodle soup or a tea or something that would heal people also. You just have healing hands and healing energy, and anything that you put that energy into, I'm just particularly drawn to the hands right now. But think about what I was just saying about your spouses or your partner. It seems like that healing energy might come from other areas as well. You know what I mean? But in this case, like if your kid is sick, like you literally bathing them like with oats and honey, and then rubbing them down with like Vicks and stuff or whatever, you came up that was like a menthol type thing. Like you could make your own apothecary stuff is what this gives me. You'd be curing your children holistically. It very much gives like homeschool mom energy. Like they'd be safer in your care. But maybe that's what that mentor thing was trying to say, because it was a picture of somebody teaching 2 children. So this empowerment as your dark goddess gift, the way this translates for me is when you are near somebody who's having a difficult situation, this comes back around to that advice. Your advice helps lift them up. You're an igniter because you have so much power that you can spare. I don't know if you have an amazing routine that you keep up for yourself. You're not going to let your bar go below a certain point. And this draws in a lot of people who need your energy. Maybe that's why you also have that defense thing, so you know when to fall back or when somebody's getting too greedy with your energy. But I keep getting like this whole time, like my hands won't stop. Like it varies per video. And right now I'm understanding that this is like, if you were to rub your hands together, and this is an exercise, what happens when you start feeling that electricity? That's called your kinetic energy. That is your energy in motion. You can do it when you're happy, sad, angry, but it doesn't look like you would do that. The next one that came up, the next video, Ray keeps it clear and stop unwanted, toxic psychic communication, mediumship, channeling, or telepathy. Isn't that a defensive gift? But now I know that the reason the video syncs what I'm doing is because of my electromagnetic field. So when you rub your hands like that, you'll feel a tingle in it. That's that kinetic energy. That is your ability to send that vibration that you have in your body out to somebody else. Over time, if you keep doing this, you can close your eyes and visualize, you can turn it into a ball. Like you'll feel the things come together and just picture a ball. And this is a good way to relieve anxiety. You would focus it all on your hands because anxiety goes through your nervous system. That's what it is, like a shock to your system that makes you uncomfortable. So you rub your hands and you can feel the ball sort of grow in there, and you would begin to like sort of mold that energy, and you will feel it. It's freaking weird that there's a ball there. But where would you want your anxiety to go? Where would you want this energy to fly off to? You can return it to source if you would like to. You can plant it in something. I guess that would be a defensive one. Like if you were around somebody who was making you anxious, you would give them back their anxiety. And I still feel the pull in my hands right now. So I'm going to ask now, what angelic gift that's connected to? Because that's what I'm feeling, that power that came through, and the one that will come through you is a part of like your angelic shock power. And it's good that this card showed up, because you know, whenever you see an angel, they always have a different weapon. Imagine somebody doing something they ain't got no business, and your ability is to stop the communication. So you do it with a static, like you knock out their router or their receiver. Your power stops the message from going through. So what angel is Julie pulling her power from? What angel is Julie pulling her power from? And this is my angel tarot, by the way. The Eight of Cups, right? Transformation. Gives consolation in adversity. Gives advice when stuff is going wrong. But that transformation, you might be good at Reiki. Have you ever tried it? Like even when I was getting the message that you could like rub down your child with something, you would be like speaking or energetically moving stuff for them. Go ahead, Reiki Master. But the angel, E-Y-A-E-L. E-A-L? We're going to be trying to figure out how to pronounce that. Ezael. No, that's God, the pleasure of man's children. I'm actually going to look in the book for this one, because there are 72 angels. I don't remember all of them or the demons. So, Eight of Cups. Let's get to this, because it feels significant, my dear. And this book is very specific. Forever into it. Angel Tarot. Okay, so it's not one of the 6 arcane. It's one of the 72 angels. What is the number on here? Number 67. That makes it way easier. Ayael. See? I was not pronouncing that right at all. So, God, the pleasure of man's children. Angel. Psalm 37:4. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. From the beginning, what this session did I say? I'm messing my words all up with excitement. I want it. I get it. You being a good person gets you what you want all the time. And anybody who crosses you, they cross So that's a major defense. You can handle yourself, but there's somebody looking out for you. And probably me saying this right now, if you look back over your life, and even with the stuff you have coming up, you will know who is looking out for you. So those born under the influence of this angel will become illuminated by the Spirit of God. They will love solitude and be distinguished in the high sciences, principally astronomy, physics, and philosophy. Aya El gives consultation in adversity, provides wisdom, rules over change, the preservation of monuments and long life, and has influence over the occult sciences. Occult sciences would be that herbology I was talking about, and you realizing that if you mix dandelions like with mint, you would create a tea that clears out your sinuses or something. I'm doing a session, honey. Okay? That's the occult sciences. And I think it would, and Reiki, it would behoove you or be in your best interest to start expanding your wings into those fields. So it's a soul guardian for those born from 10 p.m. to 10:20 p.m. A moral guardian for those born on May 25th, August 5th, October 16th, December 27th, or the 9th of March. A physical guardian for those born from the 13th through the 17th of February. That might be significant to you. So now that we have gone through all of that tea, and my daughter's trying to bust up in here, probably because her father told her she couldn't have something, and she tries to override with me, because mom is the queen of this house. As I am sensing you are the queen of your domain as well. Let's look at how this shows up in your chart. Where I just had that photokinesis thing. Hold on, it's still on here, the photokinesis thing. Now I need to look at this. Hold on, I gotta show you this now. Because I did not see this before. Exit full screen. Under photokinesis, my ring light is like reflecting this back, but it's the hands. You pull the light of source into your body and you're able to shift it how you want to. So if you were somebody who was into manifesting by scripting, you would charge in the sunlight and come back and write. Or you could write something, put it in the jar, put it with your candle, and then you would do that thing I just taught you with your hands, and then you would extend that energy into it to fuel whatever you are working on. Like your energy is gold, baby. So, important for you to know that you are carrying that particular angel's energy, right? But you are also carrying the energy of what I'm seeing is called the Great Mother here. That sounds serious. Parvati is the name, and it's conjunct your sun. I happen to already have it in my database, but no things are for coincidence. You have it conjunct your sun in the 12th house. The interesting thing about the 12th house, though, if you have your sun in the 12th house, the sun is representative of your physical body. The 12th house is the place where his dissolution. It's the astral. It means that your body is not actually in this realm. You are the avatar for something else. And it feels like your mission is about to really get activated because it has something to do with prophecy and you sharing all your insights and your spiritual gifts. It's like you're going to get triggered, or you're in the process of getting triggered back into this energy, which is why we're having this lovely chat here. But that goddess, it's the principal goddess in Hinduism, revered as the goddess of power, energy, nourishment, harmony, love, beauty, devotion, and motherhood. Parvati, something for you to look into. I'm about to say, could I be so lucky to type that in and get like, what was the gift? Oh, photo kinesis. Like, would they know if a goddess? They're going to say she had all the gifts. What are you talking about? Just that one. Humor me, Google. Luminokinesis, the ability to make stuff shine. Okay. It's underneath her stuff. And let me show you a picture, see if any of this triggers stuff for you. I'm gonna pick a cool one. Because why not? Elemental goddess. Elemental mother. It's like you're supposed to start a homeschool stead for kids avoiding this horrible, horrible regime that's happening. If that's already been on your mind and this re-triggered, I did my job here, but it's absolutely you doing something on a grander scale than what you thought you were going to be doing. My sun is shining on your Chiron, which is the wound that you have to overcome in order for you to step into your power, but it's also your power as a healer. This is a fated event for you to get triggered into activation because you have the ability to bless other people. This gift is evolving in a way that when people come to you, and it's going to be creepy as shit, like to have a tribe of people that come to you for stuff, like, but I don't think it's going to be like that. It's like they will be drawn to your energy and you'll be giving advice like you used to, but instead of you just like giving the advice and that being enough, you can say, hey God, this person came to me for such and such, could you make a way for them? And then next thing you know, they'll call you like, hey, such and such happened. I'm just like, thank you, girl. I don't know what you did, but I'm so blessed. You have the ability to bless other people along with you being blessed. And I'm going to close this with, didn't I tell you? You were gold. Your self-node is conjunct gold at a self degree. You were gold to your family, and you were gold in what? The 7th house of partnerships. But in this life, you were walking away from only being recognized or not recognized as gold in your relationship to stepping into your full empowerment of self as a strong, independent person. There is a counterpart that goes along with you in this energy to help you expand and grow as well. That's a different reading, but I feel like you needed to know. The reason everything is changing for you is because you are embracing your goddess self and it is coming into play. And you're probably going to see lots of signs, if you hadn't already, that go along with everything I just said to you today. Have a good day, goddess.